Here's why the Bible.
Throw me down in the mud. I don't know if I could take this. Push turn into a shove. Deep cuts from the pavement. Feeling it deep in my bones, yeah. Like a sucker punch in the nose. I gotta grow thick skin if I ever want my name being known. But I've always been so fragile, fragile. So take it easy on me. Fragile, fragile. It's getting harder to breathe. Feeding on all your energy and now I'm starving. So take it easy on me. So take it easy on me. Sedative, wearing off, thick skin on the ground. Cause I've been the same kid trying to be somebody with a name in the crowd. And now that crowd is watching. I pray they stick around. Just tell me what I gotta do to stop you walking out. When will we learn that the whole world won't fall in love with him no matter how hard he tries? When will we learn that the whole world won't fall in love with him? So take it easy on me. Fragile, fragile. So take it easy on me. Fragile, fragile. It's getting harder to breathe. Feeding on all your energy. Now I'm starving. So take it easy on me. So take it easy on me. Fragile, so take it easy. Fragile, fragile. Fragile, when will we learn that the whole world won't fall in love with him no matter how hard he tries? When will we learn that the whole world won't fall in love with him? So take it easy on me. And I set my skin if you want me to. I could switch it up, man, it's nothing new. And I change myself if you show me how. I'll be someone else just to make you proud. Yeah, and as I walk through a city with no dime to my name, I can help but feel I've been moving one in the same. I'm falling away, following the way of the greats. Compromise, get money, live, dying in vain, yeah. But every second take me closer to bulletproof on the poster. We moving right through the motions, gotta get in my mind right. something that I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Could tell me something that I don't know. Yeah, could tell me something that I don't know. Okay, I got a real bad feeling that there's nowhere to run from everybody and their mama always looking for blood. They always say it and it leaves a bad taste on my tongue. It's so like, how can you shut your mouth?
Yo, where's my audio? Wait. I'm hearing you through the chat, not through the stream. All right. Okay. Welcome chat to Joseph the Giant stream. I'm not Joseph. Joseph is where would he be? He's over there. I'm Jace. Yeah. Y'all ready for Jady? New album dropping in 3 minutes. Holy man. Yes, sir. Y'all listen to Baby No Money? Yes, sir. That was super quiet. We're super quiet. Kind of quiet. Hmm. Man, we're just having issues right now. Yeah. What do you think's going on?
Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible on the stream?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go. All right, cool.
I don't think you can hear me though.
What'd you say? You don't think they can hear you?
No, I don't think so.
Give me just a second. Uh, Setting this up.
I'm quiet. Should I turn my mic up?
I think it's on my end. Um, I just gotta add a setting here for.
Get a gain boost.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. Y'all got your rose-colored lenses on? Y'all ready? My rose-colored lenses make the world go round.
All right. Can y'all hear Jace better?
And
Can
I
y'all
know
are
I'm
y'all, are y'all
so
able to
lonely.
hear Jace now? All right. Cool. All right.
Oh, leave me alone inside the upside down.
Last thing I'm gonna test. I'm gonna test my Spotify audio, and I need you to let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. All right, we're doing TMS TIDK.
Maybe should be a bit louder.
A bit louder. Seems good.
Maybe my volume's low.
Okay, that might be it. All right. Well, if y'all are ready, I am also ready. So
Give that
it
page
is.
a refresh, man.
It's 11. It's 11 o'clock. All right, silver.
Oh man, I'm getting all the YouTube notifications, bro. Holy.
Oh boy. Here
Turn it up,
here
turn
it
it up.
is. All right. For some reason, you're not showing up on stream visually, but honestly, we should be fine. We're listening to the album, so I'll move back over to the
Alright.
Google thing. All right, here we go, y'all.
I low-key can't hear it.
No, I ain't gonna fall into
well.
Oh my goodness. That. Oh my goodness.
I liked it.
Just maybe, possibly, dude.
A little bit.
That is an amazing song right there. That sounded
It is.
awesome.
It is.
Okay, honestly, I feel like the outro to that song, like finishing out the song, like it almost had a bit of like
I,
one of the things I really like is when artists like their song, it's like really hype, really constant rhythm, and then it does like a crazy fade out, like, and then when the cellos, like the strings came in, and then the
yeah.
slow build up back into the I ain't got a phone to that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I loved it. That was so good, dude.
I will say, I feel like the first minute and slow almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really care for that much,
That's
but
fair.
the rest of it was incredibly good. And I think I might have misheard it, but I think at about 2:15, 2:20, you could hear Ghost Men,
Oh, you mean like
like
the
that synthy
noises?
sound. Yeah,
Oh, like the one that they had in the recent the
at the end of
promotion they did.
Fragile.
Oh, okay,
Or no, not that. The promotional video, the
okay.
trailer.
I see. I see. Okay, very interesting. Very
Mhm.
interesting. Dude, I like it. I like it so much.
Sounds good.
That is a
Can we go
very
back to the
strong
veil though,
album
real
opener.
quick? Because I don't know if chat heard it or was able
Go
to
back
hear it.
to the Veil, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we go back to the Veil. I know it was a bit quiet at the start.
There is a place, oh don't you cry, I step in the distance, I see the rose-colored sky, until we come together and the veil is realigned. We will sing of a place with no more light.
And
That
it goes into
transition
that's good.
is so good. If JD, so I don't know if I told you, JD joined the. Wait, no, you were here. You were here for the two previous streams I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they joined the previous ones. I don't know if they're in the stream right now, but if they are, I do want to ask what songs they're probably not here, but what songs would you recommend not skipping between for the sake of transitioning? So, um, all right. All right. So, people in the chat or Jace, do y'all think we should replay Fragile and White Casket or go straight to
I mean,
Siphon?
just for the sake of it, I'm gonna say yeah. I love both of those songs, especially White Casket. I have a soft spot for that one. We gotta play it again.
All right. All right. Here we go then.
At least White Casket. Can we listen to that one? That one's
Oh,
better than Fragile.
absolutely. Here, I'll just skip to the next one and then turn down the volume so it's more background stuff. We can use this as maybe some chatting music. Like, I
Yeah,
love the bass on this one.
heard it. Little Hollow just said in chat, they haven't heard White Casket fully. Now's your chance. Fragile is awesome.
The breathing, like in the left ear on this one, you hear like breathing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember hearing that too, thinking I was crazy or something. Glad you pointed that out. playing the bass line is so fun on this song.
It's so bouncy.
It is. It's at home though. My bass. Long story. Oh man, this song, man, genuinely.
Definitely a banger. I don't know if I said this when it first came out, but I feel like Shed My Skin and yes, Attempt to Little Hollow. For context, y'all, me and Little Hollow are gonna try and go from Dallas 15 hours to
Dallas.
we were gonna try to go 15 hours to Ohio, but logistically didn't end up working out. So maybe we'll have a successful attempt with Nashville. But no, but with both Fragile and Shed My Skin, it sort of felt like a bit of a callback to Napalm in certain respects. Like this whole idea of being a people pleaser and like wanting everybody to love you and accept you. And this whole, when will he learn that the whole world won't fall in love with him no matter how hard he tries? It's sort of like, it's sort of the sentiment of like you can't please everybody, so you have to do what you do based on conviction, essentially at that point. Conviction, and I know they said they came to this band with very specific sets of convictions, so I'm interested to see kind of how they explore that. But it makes me think of Coward a little bit, both Shed My Skin and Fragile. But
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. So, all right. Jace, do you have any other thoughts on that one?
Banger song, 10 out of 10. Would listen, would recommend.
Yes. Heck yeah. All right, here we go. White Casket is next.
I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the wrath and pain. Dirt on my name, anything to make you see. So let me hear it from the riots and the dissonant rage. All together make a harmony for everyone's pain. Spray the bullets in the sky, but it's all misplaced. So go shoot the messenger if that's what it takes. I'm a hypocrite, and I always have been. The middleman singing in the place of ashes. And if they ever catch me getting loud, I got the whole world coming at me like it's oncoming traffic. You think you knew, I know you don't know. If you did, you've been living cutthroat. So if you ever had a question, could you ask it? But first take a look in my white casket, please. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the wrath and pain. Dirt on my name, anything to make you see what I see. I live half a life. If all that I've done will show you why. If anyone should die, I'm a white casket. Tongue-tied cause he's talking out his ego. He's hoping it would cover his name. No way. He wonders why every everything is getting lethal. A trigger finger up to the citizen. I can't lie, it makes me sick to my stomach. I see people dropping bodies in the name of what love is, yeah. But I'm as guilty as the next man. I send my prayers up, hoping that your gun don't jam. Cause I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the wrath and pain. Dirt on my name, anything to make you see what I see. I live half a life. If all that I've done will show you why. If anyone should die, I'm a white casket.
Straight banger.
Incredible song.
Incredible. Very incredible. I remember. I think this. Yeah, this is the first one I streamed out of the two singles that I did. Almost jumped out of my seat when I saw Jady join the stream. It was very startling.
Yeah. I can imagine, dude.
It was pretty cool though. It was pretty cool. Definitely an honor to have them in chat. So, all right. Well, here goes nothing. Back into the unheard with Siphon. Here we go.
All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
Scrape the floor of the tank to just get by. You wouldn't believe me if I tried, so I go round and round and round in circles, trying my hardest to not feel worthless. I'll make a promise and carry the burden on. You watch it fall through the palm of my hands. I'm going through another breakdown, another reason to change the things about me that you wanted erased. I can never be the man you want me to be. It siphons all the joy out of me. Yeah, it's alright, I know. I'm the first to say that it's alright. Should know to put me in this place. You know I drag my feet in, rewriting habits in my brain. Like how I give up who I am for the smile on your face. Cause all my serotonin is the price I would pay. And now I'm feeling hollow cause the chemicals fading away, away, away. And now I'm going through another breakdown, another reason to change the things about me that you wanted erased. I can never be the man you want me to be. It siphons all the joy out of everything. My intuition wants out close. Kill my second nature, put to death what I know. No matter what I'm telling you, you just won't see that it siphons. It siphons all the joy out of me. Trying my hardest to not feel worthless.
Wow. That.
Standing ovation.
Yes.
Standing ovation.
Oh my goodness. That.
Straight 2000s EDM banger, dude. Oh
That
my
is
goodness, I love
terrific.
those type of songs.
Okay, here's what I love is, and I say this like basically not as a bad thing. That's probably the most like radio ready song they've ever written since like 1970. I'd argue,
Yeah,
because there's some songs like, for example, if people heard, uh, let's say, what's a good example? Like City Walls by 21 Pilots, like that isn't a song that you would hear played like on the mainstream radio, but maybe
right.
like One Way or something like that, or Raw Fear or something that's got that more constant four on the floor rhythm. But what I love is how artists like 21 Pilots and Jady can still take that four on the floor rhythm and put such a unique sounding conceptual track around it. Like that is peak right there. That is a fire song. Oh, dude. Oh, I loved it so much.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I, I am a sucker for 2000s club music, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like anything you say, I will know. I'll know it, dude. Like genuinely.
Oh yeah.
So that song is already my favorite.
JD entering their Daft Punk era.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was so sick. All right, well, I guess let's continue on with TMS TIDK and play through it. Oh, Jace died.
Sorry, I had a coughing fit. I had to step away for a minute.
Fair, fair.
Jumping down at the door, you're trying to hit me with things I heard of before. You say it's nothing, you seen it happen before. Don't say we're homies, I know what you're calling me for. Okay, I settle down, let me book a table for three. It's gonna be you, me, and my drummer. Everything is on me. Now you can tell me what you change about me over your drinks, but tell me once they know the name, why they filling the seats. Alright, real bad feeling that there's nowhere to run from. Everybody and their mama always looking for blood. They always say it and it leaves a bad taste on my tongue. It's a lie, and there's nothing new under the sun. Go tell me something that I don't know. 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 He should have stayed at home. He's unoriginal. So many people who don't take a chance and let it go. That's all I need to know. Go on, walk out the door. And when you hear me back, I promise I could keep it on the low. Don't get me tired, man. I know you want the smoke. You make me laugh. Go on, tell another joke. I knew we had it since the jump. Oh, you know, you know. If you know it, why you at it? Tell me something that I don't know. Yeah, you tell me something that I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Could tell me something that I don't know. Yeah, could tell me something that I don't know. Okay, I got a real bad feeling that there's nowhere to run from. Everybody and their mama always looking for blood. They always say it and it leaves a bad taste on my tongue. It's like, how can you touch me now?
This is the
Incredible
song.
song.
Incredible song. This is the song though. When I heard it, I was really not sure because in all like it's so like this is probably the most different thing that I've heard them write, like stylistically, up to this point.
Yeah.
At least by the time that they'd been releasing the singles, it was. So when I hear the high pitched voice come in at the beginning, I'm like, I had to lower my rose colored lenses for a second to make sure I was, no, but
Now
it
don't
was
take them off. Don't take them off.
oh yeah, my fault, my fault. No, dude, it was it was a strange experience, but it grew on me very quickly, and but it yeah, what Jason said in chat, I kind of lost it at that point. I was laughing honestly through the whole track, and it's the kind of track I feel like this is sort of, if I had to pick, if I'm drawing parallels, which maybe I do this too much with artists that I really like, but like I'm sort of seeing a bit of a like if like this is Jady's Lavish almost for this
It's their fun.
album. Yeah, it's their fun song for this album. So, dude, it was so good. All right. Do you have any other thoughts on it?
So I heard it. I like you were saying, it was nothing like they had written before, but just by listening to it, you can tell it's Jady, and it's Jady behind the song, 100% no doubt, and that's what I love about it mostly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But, yeah, incredible
Heck yeah.
song, TMSTIDK.
Team STIDK. All right. Next one, new one, landmines. Here,
Landmines.
here, here we go.
Nobody listens, so you stay alone, planting explosives to keep from getting close. You packed a gun today, and we both know why. There's nothing they could say to make you change your mind, 'cause you knew they didn't mind. But I'm running through the landmines to get to your heart. So chaos on the sideline, breaking you apart. 'Cause I can't stand to see you thinking you've gone too far. I know you believe it, but don't you lie to yourself. Don't you lie to yourself. You wanna be the judge for a day, punish their sins. All 'cause they've done this to you for all the days you lived. Everybody has worth till they're insane, and they keep their distance thinking you're the one to blame. But it's just a product from their lack of love. If no one cares, then tell me why I can't help but run. But I'm running through the landmines to get to your heart. So chaos on the sideline, breaking you apart. 'Cause I can't stand to see you thinking you've gone too far. I know you believe it, but don't you lie to yourself.
As soon as that finished, I saw the chat from Hannah Bailey that she, I guess, literally
Yep,
just sent, "We made the right person famous." I could
we
not agree
did.
with
We
that
did.
statement more. Oh my goodness, dude.
Man,
Dude.
that intro though. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I was not expecting that kind of acoustic from these guys.
Yeah.
It's
Like
so
even
good.
like the only thing that's like closest is Frostbite. But that's
It's a
different.
that's
You
a
know what I mean?
Frostbite's
Like they're
guitar. Frostbite's guitar is like very crunchy. I feel like it's
mhm.
got it's or maybe not crunchy, but like very
Sounds like
bright.
there's snow on it.
Yeah, like this one was a lot more subdued and like soft and I mean it sounded like he was like Frostbite sounded like he was maybe using his like a pick or something, and this it sounded very like almost like
Mhm.
a finger stroke.
Finger-
Dude.
Yeah, man, that was a heavy topic though at the intro. I don't know if you guys
Oh
caught that
yeah.
or not.
Nobody listens, so you stay alone planting explosives to keep from getting close.
Yeah,
Goodness,
man,
dude.
that's a good song. I like that one.
Oh yeah, Little Hollow, you are not. You are not the only one thinking this. This is a new era for JD, but at the same time, it's so different. Sorry, wait, no, that was very redundant. What I just said.
It's different, but at the same time, it's different.
No, sorry. Okay, that was not what I meant to say. I meant to say it's super different, but at the same time, it's still very authentic. Like you could see the through line between like from the haze to now, like, but at the same time, it's dude,
Yeah,
I'm loving
and
this
like
song.
production wise as well, just how they've grown up and
Oh
evolved.
yeah, I mean, in 3 albums, they've done. I mean, even the first album, like I still think the first album holds up to industry standards personally, but I'm kind of
Oh,
biased.
yeah, 100%.
Um, but but even just in 3 albums, you can see like this is a very full body of work, and there's been a lot of good thought put into this, and a lot of even just I think the biggest thing for me has always been EQing and levels,
Hmm.
and the EQing and levels in this sound so good, like and
Yeah, well, it's
everything.
mixed right.
Oh
It's
yeah, it's
good.
it's mixed right, and as a person who does music, I know how difficult it can be to do that. So it is just so
Yeah.
so awesome to see that happening. All right, well we have just passed the halfway point, so we are now into the second half of Silver. First half of the album,
Wow.
peak so far. So here we
That's
go.
side one of the vinyl.
Side one, yeah. All right, here we go. So
You gotta
Shed
flip
My
it over.
Skin is next.
I said my skin if you want me to. I could switch it up, man, it's nothing new. And I change myself if you show me how. I'll be someone else just to make you proud. Yeah, and as I walk through a city with no dime to my name, I can help but feel I've been moving one in the same. I'm falling away, following the way of the greats. Compromise, get money, live, dying in vain, yeah. But every second take me closer to bulletproof on a poster. We moving right through the motions, gotta get in my mind right. Seeming so close to the limelight, and all you gotta change is everything, but you're downright. You don't say you're not enough. Don't keep on thinking. You need to change it up. And I'll shed my skin if you want me to. I could switch it up, man, it's nothing new. And I'll back home. And I'll set my skin if you want me to. I could switch it up, man, it's nothing new. And I'll change myself if you show me how. I'll be someone else just to make you proud. And I'll set my skin if you want me to. I could switch it up, man, it's nothing new. And I'll change myself if you show me how. I'll be someone else just to make you proud.
Peak song actually ended up becoming my favorite from the singles. Like that was my favorite single that they dropped personally.
It's a vibe.
It is. I think the biggest thing was the
It
bass.
feels so smooth.
It's smooth, but also here's the thing. I heard it the first time, obviously on stream, but then the next morning, I get into my car. I'm on my way to work, and I drive a Kia Soul. Right? I drive a Kia Soul. Now, this is like, I think it's like a 2012 or something like that. It's got like 133,000 miles on it. So it's a yeah, Kia Soul L. Hey, it's grown on me though. We call it the Kiwi. It's one of the classic green ones. But anyways, I put it on my speakers, and I have never heard a bass crunch my car like that. It was so intense. It was so awesome though. Like it is a vibe. Listening to Shed My Skin on crunchy Kia Soul speakers is a crazy experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that song is good. I don't have it in any of my playlists right now, unfortunately. I should probably fix that after this.
oh, absolutely, bro. It's on my workout playlist primarily.
Oh, yeah. But no, if you just have it like turned down, just playing in the background, dude, it is like butter, dude. Seriously.
Oh, dude, so good, so good. All right, well, are we ready to get into the final few songs of the album? It's all new territory from here. So
I think at least 3 of these are gonna be lore focused.
lore focus. That is fair. That is fair. All right, are you guys ready? Here we
I'm
go.
ready. All right, chat.
And so begins Echo Chamber.
It's out of my hands, I gotta let it go. Weight of the world is such a heavy load. When I'm flying high, I could be the one you hold. But if we crash land out of control, we're in a free fall. Headed straight to the ground and I'm screaming. But you don't even sound, you're not listening. So what's the use if I got nothing but a broken parachute? Yeah. Throw me in an echo chamber, so I can hear my own complex savior. Trying to save everybody from a self-made hell. Should be talking to myself. Tell me where the truth is lying. Spoken from a heart that's dying. Maybe I'm just looking for a cry for help. Should be talking to myself. People pleasing, quiet, preaching, hypocrite. Heart open, but I still don't know the half of it. Yeah, look into the mirror, take my own advice. But I don't listen to the man in the mirror, he's in a nosedive. Headed straight to the ground and he's screaming. But I don't hear a sound, I'm not listening. Cause what's the use? Still patching up holes in my parachute, yeah. Throw me in an echo chamber, so I can hear my own complex savior. Trying to save everybody from a self-made hell. Should be talking to myself. Tell me where the truth is lying. Spoken from a heart that's dying. Maybe I'm just looking for a cry for help. Should be talking to myself. nobody. I'm more lost than anybody. Oh my god, oh, I'm so sorry. Look at where my ego's got me. Got no right to save nobody. I'm more lost than anybody. Throw me in an echo chamber so I can hear my own complex savior. Trying to save everybody from a self-made hell. Should be talking to myself. Tell me where the truth is lying. Spoke of a heart that's dying. Maybe I'm just looking for a cry for help. Should be talking to myself. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. Look at where my ego's got me. Got no right to save nobody. I'm more lost than anybody. Oh my god, oh, I'm so sorry. Look at where my ego's got me. Got no right to save nobody. I'm more lost than anybody.
That song
Wow.
speaks to me, man.
My goodness, dude.
Wow.
That's. I mean,
Why they have to kill the vibe, bro?
dude. Okay. Very beautiful song. That. Okay. I think what gets me is especially the first half of the chorus. It says, "Throw me in an echo chamber so I can hear my own complex savior. Trying to save everybody from a
Mhm.
self-made hell. Should be talking to myself." I think what's very interesting is I feel like even in this, he says trying to save everybody from a self-made hell. He's acknowledging the fact that there is indeed concern to be had about everybody else. Like there is a legitimacy maybe to the things that he's trying to communicate, but sort of this idea of who am I in the place that I'm in, struggling with this, whatever it is so deeply. Who am I to be able to, I guess, focus on that so much? Sort of like the whole, why are you picking at the speck in your brother's eye when you have a plank in your own?
Yep.
Idea. That's kind of what I was getting, and I mean, I relate to it. I relate to it a lot. That's
Yeah.
a heavy topic.
I mean, the I heard him saying the term complex savior, and that's not a term by itself, but savior complex is a psychological term, and Google says it's a state where a person feels a strong need to help or save others, often at the expense of their own well-being. So that's
Yeah,
definitely
I would be interested to hear kind of their reasoning behind switching the wording there because it feels very intentional. Because you know, saying savior complex, maybe I doubt it was just a thing like, oh, it would be fun to switch it because it would make the rhyme work. Like there's got to be something
mhm,
intentional about why they chose to use that phrase, but then switch the terms, like talking about a complex.
definitely
Maybe he doesn't understand it himself or something like that. I guess, but
yeah.
one thing that I will touch
Maybe
on,
some religious backstory back there. Who knows?
maybe, maybe,
Have to
maybe,
ask it in an interview.
maybe that is the case. I am wondering, what do you think about the lyrics in the bridge? It says, "Oh my God, oh I'm so sorry." When he says, "Oh my God," do you think he is speaking? Because I know that they're professing Christians. Do you think he is speaking to God here, or do you think he is saying "Oh my
Yeah.
God" as in what people would consider taking God's name in vain?
Now, see, I personally think that he's speaking to God and
Mm-hmm.
like repenting,
Okay.
because as Christians we see taking the Lord's name in vain as like that's a sin. So saying like, "Oh my God," as an expression, that's like sinning against the Lord. So
Right.
really, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's
so
kind of what I
so I
was,
also
and I was
yeah.
basically thinking that the biggest reason why I would see that being the case that he is speaking to God is because I don't think I have ever heard Jared or Ashton in casual conversation, certainly not in their music, ever say it like
Oh yeah, no.
casually. Like I don't think I've ever heard them say that. So that was kind of the other thing I was thinking is like, is this was it a very intentional? Is this sort of like, and then again though, there's the worry of like how many people are going to interpret this as taking the Lord's name in vain versus like what the intentional use of it was. So that'll be interesting to see kind of how that gets explored a bit further. But alrighty.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some people that will take it the opposite way, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very interesting.
But
All right. Well, next up we have. Oh, give me just a second.
oh, you know what? I am going to skip this one. I want to hear it for the first time when I'm in the car tomorrow with a friend.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my headphones off. So you
I
guys enjoy it. I'm
I
gonna be
bet.
back after. So just give me like a thumbs up or something. I'll see y'all in a
Alrighty.
minute.
All right. Bet. All right, y'all. Here we go. Wait. Jace, did you mean the jeweler or chokehold? I guess we will never know.
You said what?
Did you mean you were going to be skipping the jeweler or chokehold?
I thought we were on chokehold.
Okay, I was making sure because I remember in the live stream earlier they said chokehold and not not the jeweler. So, all right, good. Glad I could save you
My bad.
missing that one.
My
All
bad.
right, all right. Here we go.
It's late. It's like 12:30 here.
It's 11:48 here right now. So,
Oh, 1 a.m.
all right, here we go, bro. The jeweler.
There was a time I was broke, had nothing to my name, pouring out of hope until that lucky day. I stumbled on a diamond, more rare than anything. A gemstone that was shining, unlike anything I've seen. I took it home and placed it in a box to keep it safe. There's only one I know of, and it's right in here with me. I showed my friends and they said you're the richest man alive. So I brought it with me everywhere to show the world what's mine. What's mine, what's mine, what's mine. And they said, my God, I wish I was the jeweler
Dude. Okay, sorry y'all about
Eh,
the audio issues. My earbuds were doing something weird. Dude.
I
Punk rock Jady, for crying out loud. That gave me some punkish vibes.
I heard it. It was the chord progression and the drums, definitely.
Dude, I loved that.
I see. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Oh, why?
I mean, it's the robot voices of Silver, if that makes sense.
That's fair. Dude, okay. We are
I
drawing
wasn't a
all the
huge fan of
21
that.
Pilots
Not a huge fan of
comparisons
it.
nowadays. Okay. I think I think audibly I
No,
think
Jason. No.
I think audibly my least favorite on this one so far uh
Yeah,
may have been I if I'm not mistaken, again I have to go back. I think my least favorite audibly on this one so far may have been Echo Chamber thus far audibly because it's
your
a
favorite or least favorite?
least favorite audibly. Echo Chamber lyrically is arguably like the hardest hitting one on the record for me so far. Audibly, I just don't think I just don't think it hit as hard for me. Now,
Like instrumentally?
instrumentally, yeah. Now, I personally really loved this one, The Jeweler. I really like it. Now, I do see the comparison between it and Robot Voices, but I don't think it's quite as far out of JD's lane as Robot Voices was out of 21 Pilots' lane. So,
Yeah,
personal take
I
there.
agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely a JD song.
Yeah.
Robot Voices wasn't quite a 21 Pilots song. It 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 sounded like what it was. It was a cover almost is what it
Yeah.
was. But the Jeweler it's good. I wouldn't listen to it. I would give it. I'm gonna be harsh. I'm harsh. I'm like Anthony Fantano. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
4, dang, bro. Bro, really
Yeah.
Fantanoing up in here. All right.
I'm just not
Jason,
like, yeah, it has a really good message. I couldn't
J-
get anything out of it. I don't know what it was. There's
you,
there's something in there.
you're a regular old Jason Brittano.
Yeah.
That's how he like changes his name every intro. You're Jason Brittano is what you are for this one.
Mm,
All
that's tough.
right,
The chat is mad at me, bro. Look
Chad
at
is
them.
mad. They're mad at both of us for our takes on robot voices, and mad at you for the jeweler take. But all right, well, let's see. We got. I noticed Perligo entered the chat. Perligo, welcome. How are you doing?
Welcome,
Great to
dude.
see
I
you
watch your
here.
videos, man.
As do I. It's an honor to have you here. Um, so, Jace, you said you're gonna head out for Chokehold, and then come
Yep.
back for Eclipse, Algorithm, and Torn. So, Perligo, I think what we might do at this point, since you've heard the album, what I think I'll do is obviously Jace is gonna head out for Chokehold. What'll happen, I guess, after that is he'll come back. We'll react to the final three, and then sort of switch from there as far as like the co-streaming. So if you're good with that, Jason, you as well, Perligo. All
Yeah.
right, all right,
If
bet.
Perligo wants to come in earlier than the end of the album, he's more than welcome to. It's up to
Yeah,
him.
whatever works for you, Perligo.
All right. Peace.
All right, see you in a little bit, Jace. All right, y'all. So next up, we got Chokehold. Happy to join now. All right, yeah, bet. We can go and try and add you real quick. I'll go ahead and send you the meeting link so we can get this. Okay, okay. Little Hollow. I'm so sincerely sorry, but Robot Voices is just not. It's just not my favorite from the record. I'm so sorry. It is I agree with what Jace was saying in the idea that it is very far out of the lane of 21 Pilots. It is very far out of their lane. Oh, hold up. Perligo is trying to join the call. Hey, Perligo.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Good, good. It's good to be here.
Good to see you. All right, give me a second. I'm setting some stuff up. Yes, this is indeed a breach review.
Yeah, there's some hot takes flying around right now.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. What I can't. I was in and out throughout the ranking actually last night a few times. What are your overall thoughts on robot voices?
So I agree it's not one of my favorites off of Breach, but I disagree with the sentiment that it's not a 21 Pilots song because, well, yes, it is a cover. It's adapted right from this other song. It very much struck me as something in the style of a song that would be on Skilled and Icy. So
that is very fair. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me with hold up, I'm trying to fix some stuff with the.
Yeah, no, you're good. Just one thing real quick on like a technical side, are you able to keep the meeting audio running as you stream? Because otherwise I'm hearing myself 2 seconds later. And if I'm just listening to the stream, does that make sense?
Yeah, so I can actually hear you now, and you should be able to hear me in the meeting and not just on stream. All right, yeah. Yes, so we should be good. We should be good with that then.
Yes.
So
thank you.
No problem. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, it was a bit too. It made me think of Coin maybe a little bit. Is the best comparison I could draw. Maybe a little bit of Scaled and Icy as well. But all right.
Sure.
Well, I guess next up for us that haven't heard it is Chokehold. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that. So, all right, chat. Here we go.
Some people in this world, they want no more. Me, I got 'em single file in a chokehold. I could never slow it down, that's a no-go. They said my heart jet black, keep it stone cold. Yeah, I take 'em all by the payload. All money, all power in the same bowl. You better duck down, better lay low. I'll keep the whole world spinning if I say so. Ain't nobody knows. Say a word. I know some people who would love to put you in a hearse. Now I'ma say it once. I know it's hard to learn that not a song you write could ever make a change, and now the world turns. So let me catch you falling out of line. I run this planet like an enterprise. Don't make a scene, I won't let it slide. It's what you need to get the hands high. If all is vanity, I'll drown in kerosene. As far as I can see, I'm a lost cause I don't wanna let go. My sweet reality of pain and ecstasy. I'll trade my sanity if I got everybody living in a chokehold. Got 'em all in a chokehold. Yeah, I got 'em all in the chokehold. You better tuck down, better lay low, because I got 'em all in a chokehold. Letting go. This is all I know, my only way to cope. I won't let you take away all my antidote. I need something more, I'm running out of hope. But I can feel it for a second when I take control. I can feel it for a second when I take control. I can feel it and I never wanna let go. If all is vanity, I'll cold.
Oh, oh my goodness. That, oh
Quite a
my.
song. Quite a song.
Okay, the, the, okay, this is, I think, tell me if you agree with this. I don't know if you thought about this first listen, but that has to be a lore song specifically. And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
okay,
100%.
straight up from the perspective of Ted is what I'm getting.
Yep.
Ted, okay.
Yeah. It it struck me around this point in the album when I was listening to it that the album is called Silver in a similar fashion to Blurry Face being called Blurry Face, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a character study, or at least some of these songs seem to be a character study of this figure of Ted Silver.
Oh my
And exactly how that
goodness.
relates to Jarrett and Jady is still
Mhm.
something I think we need to kind of sit with and unpack some more. But
Oh yeah.
for
I
some
would
reason, like I knew it conceptually and it really hit home with this song.
I would agree with that. One thing I find interesting is obviously he's talking about keeping everyone else in a chokehold, but I find very interesting like every individual person within Ophelia, within the haze, has their own veil that they're wearing, but there's this whole concept of the great veil going around, and I think what's very interesting is the idea of the great veil. The great veil is in the lore seemingly Ted's chokehold on the world. And if
Yes.
Ted runs the world, then the Great Veil would have to be like, is the Great Veil Ted's own veil? Like his veil is everybody else affirming
Mm.
what he wants them to affirm. Essentially, is from what I'm is what I'm sort of gathering. Basically, like everyone else's veil is whatever they make up in their own lives. His veil is his himself being in control of everybody else's thought process. Essentially.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a very good way of putting it. I hadn't thought of it that way, and it also, in a sense, still translates to the veil representing something similar for him as well, right? Like there's this
Exactly.
idea of having this control that you can put on when you put on these glasses, right? You can control
Mm-hmm.
your reality by wearing these. And so by Ted controlling everyone else, he's controlling that reality and doing the same thing to himself that everyone else does, right? Through
Exactly.
wearing these.
It's almost like it's a god complex. Like it's like it's a more it's like the worldwide implication essentially of what each individual person is dealing with. Like if one person ran the
Right.
world this way and everyone else submitted. Yeah, dude,
Right.
I love conceptually this is easily like one of the best songs on here so far that I've heard. I love that so much. We've been
Oh, yeah.
drawing a lot of comparisons between this album and other 21 Pilots albums. This is almost like the No Chances, I feel like, of Silver in a way.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Yeah,
that would
I
be
can
the
see that.
best comparison I draw. But
That and fairly local, right? This
and
idea of
fairly
kind of
local.
being in control of the streets, right? The town, the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also found that musically, it struck me as one of the most I don't know if experimental is exactly the right word, although it may be, but the most interesting on the album musically, just in all the different places it goes
I would
uh,
agree with that.
throughout the
Yeah,
song.
I would agree.
Like
I think
the opening really surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to start the way it did,
I would
and
agree.
then go into what it then did.
Yeah, I mean it went a lot of different directions. I think the thing that caught my attention is one of the things I loved so much about what was it, Oppenheimer, and I promise this will
Hmm.
relate. One of the things I loved about Oppenheimer was throughout all of the different scenes, there's like this common through line of you couldn't tell if it was a train moving or if it was feet
Right.
pounding, and it showed up multiple times throughout the movie. And thinking about chokehold here and the train imagery we've been seeing, It's even on the album cover in the background.
Yes. Yep.
I find that very interesting. Also,
it's funny you say that.
Oh yeah.
That was the exact first thought I had when the song opened.
Was Oppenheimer?
It's the Oppenheimer sound. Yep.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this so much.
And it played, that sound played somewhat throughout the album trailer as well. So I wasn't wholly, I was expecting it might show up on the album.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
I think that reinforces the whole idea that this album is about, or from the perspective of Ted, where he is now, I guess, and like or the inner workings of his mind, sort of.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it so much. All right, well, next up we got Eclipse. This is the one I think I've been the most excited about from the album so far. So here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it all started when the lights went out. Ears ringing from the sound of the crowd. No clue to what they're singing about. He's got an upset stomach from the sub when it pounds. And now he's daydreaming in the nosebleeds, but never had the self-esteem to make a first leap. He wasn't confident, but if you look closely, he had what it took when he started making his first beat. It took a couple long nights, a couple red eyes, a couple moments he began to let the dream die. Then with his own eyes, he saw the dead rise. Now he can make a room jump with his hands tied. The worst part is that he doubts himself, keeping people happy that surround himself. So it don't matter if he had a Grammy on his shelf, he's still a kid who's trying to be someone to everyone else. I have it all and I still know how to cry. I have the stars and learn to block out the sky. Maybe I'm wrong to try and cover my eyes. Cover my eyes, don't let it eclipse in my mind. Fast forward, I was 17, living out my daydreams. But 25,000 in a crowd didn't save me. Room packed and they're screaming, but it isn't any louder than the voices trying to change me. And I'ma change it all regardless, out of fear for the day when the rooms go silent. Another day in the darkness, and believe me when I say I got it down to a science. Why do I do this to myself? Block out your light with something else. Why do I do this to myself? It's time I need your help. I have it all and I still know how to cry. I have the stars and learn to block out the sky. Maybe I'm wrong to try and cover my eyes. Cover my eyes, don't let it eclipse in my mind. Don't let it eclipse in my mind.
Chills. Chills. Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to hear the album trailer soundtrack throughout multiple songs or all in one, and there we are. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Dude, that was amazing. Sup? Glad you're back again, Jace. Did you successfully avoid chokehold?
Yeah.
You did? I bet. He's for context, I don't know if you saw earlier on the live stream, Jarrett said to play chokehold for his girl when he picked her up tomorrow. So so
oh, that was you. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that was me.
Awesome.
He's avoiding it till then.
Well, there you go.
I'll be Enjoy that, Jace. Enjoy it very much. um,
Is it gonna be good? Is it a good one?
yes. Oh yes. Yes, it is very good. It is
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Dude, I listening to this, it the first thing that I think of is the first thing I think of is I remember the thing that blew me away when I first heard about Jady. Like before I even heard his music, I was introduced to him by some friends, and or them, I guess the band by that point. Ashton had already been involved, but sort of how it came to be with Jarrett having been the bassist for Jay Joseph and him open. Yes, yeah, they're actually here in chat. Gabe Logan, welcome, and Little Hollow. Thank you for being here, and thank you for introducing me to JD all those years ago. But yeah, like the fact that he opened like the first like major show he played was literally in an arena. Like for crying out loud,
Mm.
like 20. He says it in the song, 25,000 people, and
Yeah.
it even said this. There was an interview that came out earlier from a guy named Trevor. It put on, and she was like a 20-minute interview with Jared, and he said something, and it made me think of it when the line came up. He got an upset stomach from the sub when it pounds, and
Mm.
it. I think the eclipse here, both. I mean, there's the veil imagery where it says, "Maybe I'm wrong to try and cover my eyes, cover my eyes." So there's the veil imagery. Obviously, we've seen books and pieces of paper throughout the trailers on like eclipsing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it almost seems like fame and I guess approval is for Jarrett his veil, if that makes sense. Like if everyone has like their own sort of customized pair of lenses, if you will. Um, that sort of seems like the thing that I mean, even throughout, especially throughout Napalm and definitely throughout this one,
Right.
it seems like identity and conviction, staying true to conviction as opposed to some going with the rest of the crowd. Um, Sort of seems like that relates a lot to his own personal veil, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it reminded me a lot of this line off of the haze, where shadows are, the sun is surely close. I think I misquoted that slightly, but this
mm-hmm.
concept of like the eclipse, obviously, the whole idea behind an eclipse is something is blocking out the sun, and throughout
Mm-hmm.
these three albums, the sun has been the imagery of something very good,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the dark. But then even in the moment of eclipse, an eclipse isn't notable without the sun, right?
Exactly. That is very important imagery, and I appreciate the fact that they've stressed that so much. This idea of there is, regardless of how dark things look, there is. He stressed this again in the interview that just came out. He said if there is one line that he said he would, if someone asked him like, "Oh, what tattoo should I get for y'all's band?" He said the one line that he would pick to encourage anyone to get as a tattoo if they got one would be, "Don't forget where shadows dwell, a light is surely close," from Sunseekers.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love that so much because, again, I hadn't thought about that initially, but yeah, you make a good point. An eclipse isn't notable without without the sun. So it's very encouraging and gives me a lot of hope because I feel like this album, from what I understand and from what Jarrett seemed to describe the veil and torn as, it doesn't end on the same kind of hopeful note, explicitly hopeful note that the Haze and Napalm end on with songs like Sunseekers and Backbone. That it ends more with like an open-ended question to the listener, from what he said in an interview. So that'll be interesting, but there's still that element like lurking throughout of this very hopeful undertone. So hopeful undertones. There we go. Um, but yeah. Oh, dude, I love
Yeah,
that one
no.
so
I
much.
I also, if I had to pick one song off this album that was the cinematic song, as
Mm-hmm.
it were, it would probably be this one as well. Just
That's
musically,
fair.
it's very dramatic,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of ways. So
I think it worked very well, especially for the trailer. I liked the moment, like the
yeah,
transition from the chorus, sorry, from the bridge into the final
from the bridge,
chorus,
right?
like that moment of release, and then just the heavy hitting drums and the bass in this one is nasty. I love it so much.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
All right. Well, we got.
It's the same type as what's this song? Secondhand Smoke.
Mm.
Oh, it does sort of sound similar. That is true. That is true.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
Yeah, no, I
do.
know what you're saying. Yep. Yep.
It is. Someone mentioned earlier that like this is a whole new era for JD, but at the same time, it's also very. It's also very like you can see the through lines, which I appreciate, but
Yeah.
it shows
Yeah.
this amazing growth that they've gone through. So, all right. Well, if we
Yep.
don't have anything else on the clips, next is algorithm. Here we go.
When I'm doing well, then I'm happy for you. Lately, the more I tell, the more you ignore me. But that doesn't stop me from waking up to a screen telling me what to think till I go to sleep. And who wants to become who they hate when they're young? Growing up more indifferent than comfortably numb. And sure, there's been days that I wish I was different. You left me the same on the days that I didn't. You'd like to comments I'd make, and they'd be worth a mention. Tell me, when will I fit in your algorithm? The magic's all gone, and I'm no magician. I can't make enough time to have your attention. I thought the difference I made was making a difference. I wanna turn the power off so you can see what's existing. And I know it's hard to stop, but can you just stop and listen? But who on earth am I to talk if we're all so addicted? And sure, there's been days that I wish I was different. You left me the same on the days that I didn't. You'd like the comments I'd make, and they'd be worth a mention. Tell me, when will I fit in your algorithm? At the end of the day, if no one is listening, is there room for me to stay? In your algorithm.
Wow.
Wow, dude. This is. I was wondering if we were gonna get something much more stripped down and acoustic for this album, and I'm so glad we did. And I'm so glad that this was the one.
Mm.
That is.
This is like truth.
Oh, dude, it is. It is. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So I can't tell lyrically. First off, sonically, I love every part of this song. Piano, I'm a sucker for good piano, especially like a piano ballad with like some ambience thrown in there. I love that very much. But lyrically, I'm almost starting. I'm trying to tell if this is like a song to a person, like if this is like supposed to be some kind of like longing love song, or if this is more so. There are three things I have in mind: either a love song, something about, I guess maybe the fan base, or just about like a commentary on social media usage in general. And I'm not entirely like this one might be one of the harder ones to dissect lyrically for me. So, what are y'all's thoughts?
I mean, it's got a lot in there, a lot packed into it. You can definitely tell there's some genuine emotion from Jarrett in there. So
Mm-hmm.
that, I love when an artist or a band writes a song like that where they just pack it with just raw emotion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I am a sucker for that.
Oh yeah,
So,
heck yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like you said, lyrically there's a lot to unpack and a lot to kind of try to figure out exactly who it's addressed to, what the idea behind that is. The first thought I had, and this is a very initial thought, so I may
Mm-hmm.
disagree with myself in a week, but there's this, I don't know, it struck me as kind of touching upon the idea of wasting your days away scrolling through social media and the algorithm and all of that, and that being something that can make you struggle with your faith, or um, I don't want to apologize to God for wasting your days mindlessly scrolling on your phone, right? And wasting
Interesting.
this life that you've been given, kind of just chasing algorithms and things like that. This kind of meaningless stuff, um, and so the kind of this idea of "you love me the same," I think was the lyric, something like that. This idea that even though I'm kind of wasting this gift that I've been given, you still love me, even so.
My
Again, that's an
goodness.
initial thought, but that was how it first struck me.
I like it. I mean that makes a it would make a lot of sense, especially in context with. I mean, one of the things that we were touching on earlier was how it really does seem like songs where at least going as far back as what was it, Echo Chamber,
mhm.
where where he says, "Oh my God," we were discussing earlier whether or not we thought that was like just saying it in like the casual speaking sense that most people use it, or if it was speaking to God. And I think what I'm beginning to realize is a lot of these songs, just in general, like when I see people like 21 Pilots um, or Jady speak about this sort of seemingly nebulous you figure, it's very often very very clearly something above them, something that they're you know devoting themselves to. And yeah, I believe that would make sense in the context of this song that he's speaking to God. That makes a lot of sense. My goodness. See, this is why I invited you to the stream, bro. You have a lot of really great initial thoughts, and it's definitely an honor to see them put in video form, but also seeing the inner workings of your mind right on the fly. So thank you for coming.
No, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have one more, and that is Torn.
One.
I've been very anxious for this one, so here we go.
There is a place, oh, don't you cry, on the horizon. Won't you behold the silver line until we're back together and what's torn is real?
there we have Silver. That is a banger of an
This
album right there.
this album made more questions than answers.
All right, fair,
Uh,
fair.
yep.
On the first listen through, we have more to ask.
More work to do. All right,
Yep.
the grind for the Sunseekers starts again. Here we go. Dude, that
Wow.
oh my goodness. First listen through, and I'm probably just saying this off of brand new album High, but this honestly like on a first listen through for first impressions has been my favorite album that I think I've listened to from Jady thus far.
I think this is album of the year.
Like based on how I felt about each of them the first time I listened through. Yeah, definitely going to be in my top 5 albums of the year. And I only
Oh yeah.
and I have what, a month to make that happen because of Spotify Wrapped at least.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, it is going to
Someone's chasing the algorithm.
okay, there we go. No, legit
Huh.
though. Sometimes I'll get partway through my year, especially in the last month, and I'll be like, "Wait, I don't want that in my top 5. Okay, now I want this in my top 5." Ah, dude, this is I love it. I love it so much. I guess before we talk about the album as a whole, touching on I guess never mind. We kind of have to talk about the album as a whole to sort of talk about Torn a little bit more. But I guess going person to person, Jace, what were your thoughts on the whole of things in the context of everything we've been given?
It's like I was saying earlier, a lot more questions than answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's overall the album again genuinely is good. I think it's top 3 albums for them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely top 3. But no, it's a good album. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what they do after this album, including music videos, just overall lore videos as well, because you know they didn't really convey as much as I think most of us had expected them to
Mm-hmm.
within the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So we can definitely probably expect a lot of lore videos in the
Mm-hmm.
future.
Right.
So I'm excited to see where it goes.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think it's as
Yeah.
far as the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was mainly just gonna touching on the lore thing. I was a bit surprised that if I'm not mistaken, the only music video we got was for "Tell Me Something That I Don't Know," which was nevertheless a phenomenal music video. And the behind the scenes, they're
He's
here.
here.
Oh
They're here.
my goodness,
Guy.
they joined the chat. Unreal. Jarrett, Ashton, are you guys both here right now?
We'll never know who it is at any one
Never
time.
know.
Yeah, we'll never know. They did mention in the live earlier. I found it so funny. It's like you can tell who's making the post on the main account based on the font they use or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this was such legit. Like you guys outdid yourselves with this record.
You guys
It was
cooked.
absolutely amazing. I loved it so much. This is oh my goodness. I'm gonna process my thoughts a bit better and let the other 2 people I had on stream say some stuff because I still got to get together my full thoughts on how much I loved this.
And you're assuming I don't have to do that. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah, I mean, it's a great album, and I think part of what makes it great is it leaves so much more to be unpacked that you don't just get on the nose the first time you listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, there's some things I mentioned as we were going through these, some things that I thought of when listening to the kind of the first half of the album, that I would have to listen to again to kind of remind myself of what exactly that was. But it's, I think See, like, I know what the theme, or I have an idea of what the theme kind of overarching Napalm is, and I'm still trying to figure out what the kind of thematic tone of this album is.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
fair.
um, yeah, so I'm afraid I don't know that I have much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
Jace, did you have anything else to say on in that regard?
I got nothing. I mean, Perligo over here, he's the Matt Pat of Jady, basically. You are like you're the
I
best
don't know
at the
about that.
theorizing. Not to like compare anyone to anything. It's like apples to apples. Like everyone is good at theorizing and stuff. But like personally, I just feel like you are the way that you present your ideas and theories are incredible and very easy to understand. That's why I enjoy, your content and stuff.
Well, thank you.
But
Thank you. I
no,
appreciate it.
yeah,
I
the
would agree with that.
album though, just I like obviously my first impressions of like lore wise. I don't think there's much. I think it's just a part two of Napalm, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. See, I disagree with that. I see the Haze and Napalm as parts 1 and 2 of their chapter of the story, and then I see this album as kind of starting a new chapter and looking at the lore and the story through a slightly different angle. Um,
Mm.
Napalm I saw very much as kind of focused on an individual who is going through the process of becoming a ghost man or like struggling with that, right, in terms of the lore, and more on the individual ghost man level. And then this album's more, as we were talking about a moment ago, more overarching, looking at Silver and kind of everything that's going on behind um, the world that the first two albums take place in. Again, I might contradict myself in a week after I said hit that more, but that those were my initial thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious from both of you actually, what were your what was your interpretation of the Veil and Torn, those two tracks? Because they weren't what I was expecting exactly from those. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts.
I
Yeah.
I initially expected, given the imagery that we'd been given sort of up to that point. I mean, I spoke about this in a previous stream. I don't really have a problem bringing up the religious imagery that I'm seeing a lot throughout because that was sort of what got me into 21 Pilots and into JD.
Sure.
When I started seeing the first time that I saw the Silver Screen Broadcasting account and saw the phrase "May the Great Veil" or "The Great Veil will not be torn." Uh, Actually, the first comment on the post was, "That's what the Pharisees thought," which I thought was really funny. But sort of touching on that imagery, there's the imagery of the curtain being torn in two when Christ breathed his last on the cross, but then more specifically throughout Scripture, the imagery of a veil, like they talk about the curtain at least in that context, but the wording the veil is used throughout Scripture, talking about the idea of a veil being lifted from someone's eyes to see
Mm-hmm.
things the way they really are, to see God the way He really is, so on and so forth, and given the tie-in to the religious imagery, I was expecting that because we were introduced with the first track, "The Veil," that when the final song was called "Torn," that it was going to be sort of like this. I almost wasn't sure if this was going to be like a trilogy basically going over the
Right.
lore, or if this was going to be ushering in the next era essentially. So off the top of my head, I initially basically thought Torn was going to be like some kind of definitive, um, yes, the veil has been torn, or
Right.
this is how all of this ties in together. This is what we mean, so on and so forth. Good night, Jason. It's been nice having you here. Thank you for coming. Um, but that's sort of what I was initially predicting was going to happen. But then when Jarrett mentioned in the Radio U interview that the album begins and sort of ends as if we're being spoken to by the enemy, and especially ends in such a way. He said it basically asking a question. If I make sure I pull up the lyrics and get it right here. Will you sing of a place we go to die? Won't you behold the silver line?
Mhm.
And Jarrett basically said in the interview that we're being asked, it's being presented by the enemy to the individual. Like, will you tear the veil? Essentially. So that places it in a bit of a different interpretation than I had it before. It is a lot more individually focused, and I don't know how much the curtain and the temple imagery applies as much anymore. It seems a lot more individualized, but that was sort of my initial thought process. That's very long, but yeah. So what? So yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. What about you, Jace?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I can hear.
Oh, Jace, are you there? Oh,
Might be
your
muted.
audio's out.
Why am I muted? Chat,
I
am
don't
I
know.
muted?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
You're good now.
Is this again? Okay. Yeah, so I just noticed. I don't know if you guys were talking about it before because I was trying to find the lyrics, but I couldn't find them for a minute. But then I found them. That Torn and The Veil are almost the same song, but they have different lyrics. The
Mhm.
Veil is the opening track. Torn is the closing track, and it almost sounds like The Veil is like the dawn, and then Torn is like the dusk, almost. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like, wait. Yeah, because like the second part of Torn, it says, "We will sing of a place with no more light." So like that could like darkness or whatever, like dark, like nighttime. But then the Veil says, "We will sing of a place with." Oh no, that's the. I see the rose-colored sky. So like that could be like morning time, like dawn. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like trying to connect something, grasping at air here, but again, just first initial
No.
thoughts. I don't know.
I think the
Yeah.
last
No, I like
connection
that.
the last connection I'd make is this idea of we have eclipse, but we also have the the imagery of silver, and I don't know if that's a pointless comparison to draw, but the moon being described as silver is fairly common imagery. What I find interesting is on the horizon, won't you behold the silver line? Um, I'm wondering if this relates. I wonder if eclipse relates a bit more conceptually to the lore. Maybe I'm wrong, but this idea of on the horizon, once you behold the silver line, because on the horizon is where we see the sun and the moon, and I'm wondering if the silver line is almost like basically like the reflection around the moon or something like that. Is really
Mm.
really random idea, but yeah, that's sort of something that I just noticed. So
There's something about that phrase, the silver line, that is ringing a bell, and I can't quite connect what I'm thinking of, but it's
Yeah,
something that I've
to
heard
JD's
before.
to
I don't
JD's
know if it's
music,
JD or something else.
I mean, there's silver
Or
lining. The idea of the silver lining in the
that's
sky.
the
yeah,
poem.
but no, it's more of like a visual like horizon thing.
Interesting.
Um, I don't know. It maybe
I'm getting the same feeling.
yeah, yeah. Um,
I'm trying to think as well because I knew the first thing I thought of was silver lining. Yeah, little hollow silver lining in the clouds. That was the first thing that I thought of, but maybe there is something different. That is very interesting that y'all are both like, yeah, I feel like there's
yeah.
something that I was thinking of.
It's like
No,
I
we're
don't know.
missing something.
Maybe there's a line in Shakespeare that says that or something. It's like something in literature that talks to that. I don't know. There's just something I've
It,
heard before.
is it specifically the part where it says, "Won't you behold the silver line"? Like that whole line, or is it just the
Sort of.
phrase?
It really just the idea of looking at a silver line
Mm-hmm.
as something that you're looking out over an expanse of land and seeing. rather
Okay.
than looking for the silver lining as a metaphorical thing. But it's
Yeah.
very much a tangible visual silver line.
Yeah.
That would be very
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah. I might look
Yeah.
into that. Sure, we'll all be looking into a lot of different things after this.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw Jace get startled by the meeting beep. We have 15 minutes left in the call, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
because I'm cheap and we pay for Google
Ah.
Premium. Um,
Yeah, that's valid.
Boo.
not worth it. But dude,
Um,
so overall, in comparison, I think I'm gonna rate. Actually, I can't rate this record yet. I gotta dwell on it more. Never mind. I was about to rate it, but now I can't. I just can't right now. But yeah, I'm very interested to see kind of where we go with the lore from here. I I think part of why I was also expecting a bit more of a sort of a definitive ending to this album is because of what we were seeing a lot of in the lore. I'm also very interested to see if we get any more visually from uh, oh, hold on. Back to the chat real
it's
quick.
not
A little.
that.
It's not that.
It's
Okay.
not. That's not what I'm thinking of. But that doesn't mean it's not a good connection or anything.
Sort of relates, I guess, but in a way, emotional, mental illness and loss.
Connected, just not the connection we're thinking of.
Yeah, it's like
Something
it's
in our
yes.
subconscious knows.
It's like well, yes, but no.
Yeah.
Like the meme of that sort of claymation guy. No,
The
but
pirate.
yeah, the pirate claymation guy. But I guess what I was sort of thinking of is throughout what we've been getting in the lore, obviously the Sunseekers as a resistance within the lore are growing. Um, we see, I mean, even people like Jared and Ashton, who I think safe to assume, given some of their outfits that we see them wear, were ex-harvesters. People defecting from Silver Enterprise, the movement growing, Jarrett being sort of this undercover guy within the city of Ophelia, um, Dr. Edward Chambers taking off his lenses officially and denouncing everything that was going on. Like, I I was honestly on more of a high from the actual letter that Chambers left, from the files that had to be decoded, than I was from actually decoding them. Like legitimately, like I cared the least about that.
Yeah.
Like I got in there and got to see the files and seeing just how Chambers was speaking about Silver Enterprise gave me the initial impression that like I feel like this is going to end in a much more definitive way, but I had to balance that with the fact that Jarrett did say that it ends sort of with an open-ended question. Um, so I'm very interested to see where the lore goes because Jarrett described this as like running around in the woods after you've escaped the haunted house, essentially. So I'm interested to see kind of what's the next step. I mean, logically, the next step you're not running around in the woods all night. The sun comes up and you are able to see and make your next step. So if he continues with that kind of imagery, I'm very interested to see what their next body of work is going to look like. So, dude, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited to listen to this record again.
Yeah,
But
no,
I've
I
been
share
yapping, so.
similar. I share a similar sentiment in the idea of expect or not expecting. When I saw the track list, I thought for a moment that this might be the end of a trilogy. Right, the veil was going to be torn at the end, and so I'm glad it doesn't seem to be that. Right, I want it to be over. But yeah, no, I think it seems to be. There's a couple of different reasons I think why they took a longer gap between the release of Napalm and Silver than they did between the Haze and Napalm. But part of it seems like they've really come back with a lot more to this story than they had for Napalm, and so this may in some ways only be the beginning of the story. It was kind of like we got the first hints in the prequel of it in Napalm, and then we're really launching into something here with what this whole world is.
Even in this, I think we did get a lot of prequel info from my
Exactly.
understanding. There were a lot of theories running around that basically we were getting a lot of background rather than because the last definitive thing that happened in the lore that we know of as the most recent event was that they burned down the house.
Yeah.
So everything else is kind of subject to where do we think it falls in the timeline. So if that's the case, and we're getting, you were saying that this seems to be sort of a character study on Ted Silver, and they talked about Silver, the power behind the veil has a name, and that name is Silver. So it's obviously a character. So given that this album is that, it almost seems as though this album and the lore we've been getting have been setting up what is to come, more than anything else. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens. Well, the album itself isn't a prequel necessarily, but given I was
Like chapter 1.
Yeah, sort of chapter 1 almost. I feel like I hate calling it a prequel because like the way movies do things with prequels and sequels is always done very poorly, and this has been done excellently from what I've been able to tell. So, but yeah, that was sort of my thought process there.
Now, I have been able to pin down 2 thoughts on this idea of a silver lining, and one of them is the fact that there was that phrase "silver weighted sun" that was part of the digital remains in Clancy. So that's one connection I think that my subconscious was trying to make. But then the other is there's this line, I believe, from, if this AI summary can be trusted, from a John Milton poem named Comus. Where it says, "Was I deceived, or did a sable cloud turn forth her silver lining on the night?" And I think that's the phrase I was thinking of. Don't remember much about what that poem's about, but it's definitely a phrase that it's been quoted quite a lot, and a number of other things. So
very interesting.
And it's, again, according to the internet, it relates to optimism and hope in some ways as well, which is interesting. So
I mean, it's kind of interesting because if it does relate to optimism and hope, that's sort of what the initial image of the lenses was. Because as far as we knew early on, like when the haze came out, and I sort of covered this in my analysis, this idea that the lenses are basically like this sort of hopeless optimism, when really what they've become now is sort of like a catch-all for every individual's false perception of reality, whether or not that's optimistic or pessimistic or just everything in between. It really does seem, if that is the case, that the silver line in the poem that you mentioned is sort of relating, then I mean I don't think they would put silver line without obviously knowing what kind of imagery that's going to invoke to people of optimism and hope and stuff like that. So it does make me wonder how much this does still really relate back to the initial image that people got of the lenses from all the way back in the haze. So,
well, also it's a sable cloud turned forth her silver lining on the night. It's a cloud, which again blocks out the sun and is sort of hazy, right? A cloud of haze. So yeah, again, it kind of is throwing us back in some ways to that first album as well.
Interesting, very interesting.
To a point, you could also consider the cloud eclipsing the moon or whatever it was,
right?
Blocking out the.
It could eclipse the sun in some ways. Yeah.
Very interesting. I don't know why I didn't think about this. Like, the fact that it does say until we're back together and what's torn is realigned. I'm wondering because if this is the enemy speaking, it almost seems, if until we're back together and what's torn is realigned, if I'm interpreting that right, it almost seems like we're not there yet, but we're getting there. Almost like the enemy is like, don't you worry, we'll be back, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit of a more ominous line.
Or also, like, even if you manage to tear the veil, I'm just going to put it back together again. So what's the point?
Yeah, I would sort of a state of discouragement, but I do find, relating back to the letters that we got, or the letter that we got from Chambers, like the final letter. when he talked about basically as long as there's one person who is not wearing a veil, who is not wearing the lenses, the veil, the great veil will never fully be realized. So in a way, it's kind of he said, "May it be forever torn," as if it is currently torn. Essentially, like the
Right.
veil
Yeah, that's a good
hasn't
point.
really been fully realized because not everyone has one over their eyes. So I thought that was very interesting. There's so much to unpack here. I'm so hyped.
It's a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
so hyped. I'm
Yeah.
glad I waited for this to come out before I decided to do anything beyond the haze for my breakdowns. But
Mm.
I'm so excited, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of given all my thoughts right now. Yeah, a little hollow on my 10th listen. I'll finally get it. Yeah, for real. I
Yep.
well, I've kind of given all the thoughts that I kind of have on this. So leaving this sort of up to y'all to wrap up what y'all think in the last 5 minutes of the call. So.
I mean, I have nothing, but I've already said like all of my thoughts and just initial impressions on it and stuff. Plus that combined with it being what time it even is it? 2 a.m. brain fog, dude. So just all of that combined, I don't really have much more to give.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a similar sentiment. I need to sit with this. That's kind of the problem that I have with albums like this that have a lot to actually say. You've got to figure out what they're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great body of work. Did not disappoint. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but in terms of specifics, but there were a number of different pleasant surprises throughout, and yeah, it's worth the wait, like you said.
Heck yeah. All right. Well then, that is Silver, y'all. Those of you who are still here, it says we still have 5 people. That might include me and and both of y'all and Little Hollow. So that
That
means there's
includes me.
okay. Yeah. All right. So maybe not as many people as we thought, but
It's a
like
late night stream.
2 or
Even
3.
yes, late night stream. So,
Hey.
well, for those of you who watch this after the fact, it'll be available, and for those of you who are here throughout it, thank you very much. Oh, there's 6 now. Oh boy.
We got another one.
They're all going to join, and we can't leave.
Yeah, they're all going to
dang
join.
it. Gotta go till I work tomorrow. I work tomorrow at 7:30.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. But all right, well, y'all, thank you for coming. Perligo, great having you. Jace, great having you. Thank y'all for both being here.
Thanks for having us.
No problem at
Absolutely.
all.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. See you, Little Hollow. See you, everyone else that's in the chat. All right.
Bye, chat. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
All right.
Go ahead and end the call now. Godspeed.
Godspeed,
Take care.
Spider-Man.
All right. Those of you still in the stream, this is my wrap up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jady, I don't know, I doubt you are still here. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for putting out an amazing body of work. I cannot wait to stream this over and over again. May the veil forever be torn. God bless you all, and have an amazing night.